Hi everyone, happy core week. Sorry that I couldn't be there this week, but I know that you guys are doing a bracelet making activity today, so I wanted to make a little quick tutorial for how to make your beaded bracelet. So what you're going to need is your beading elastic, optionally a beading needle. I did include a few of these in the materials that I sent. It's not necessary, but it does just make things a little bit easier. You'll want a permanent marker, some glue, a pair of scissors, and a ruler. Okay, so first things first, we're going to take our elastic and we're going to knot the end of it, and you're going to want to make sure you have enough left at the end to tie the either side of your bracelet together. So I usually like to give myself probably more than I need, but what is this, about 4 inches or so? And I usually knot a couple of times, maybe 3 times, for the size of beads that we'll be using today. Oh, okay. So once you have a good knot, then we're ready to cut to the size that we are going to make our bracelet. So you'll take your knotted end and you'll hold it at the end of your ruler, or in this case, at the end of my bead board. And I have the sizes marked out on my bead board. 7 inches is the standard adult size for these bracelets. I feel like that's a little bit big for me, so I usually go about 6.5. And another size I use quite often is 6 inches, but you can make these to any size that you would like. And you can measure your wrist beforehand if you would like to know what size to make it to. Okay, so now that I have my knot at the end of my ruler, and I know I want to make a 6.5 inch bracelet, I'm going to take my marker and I'm just going to put a little mark there at that 6.5 inch spot. And that's where I'm going to, I'll be stringing my beads to that point. So after you've made your little mark, you're going to cut another tail at the end. Again, I probably go a little bit more extreme. I'm probably wasting a lot of elastic, but I don't want to be in a situation where I don't have enough to tie the knot. So I'm going to clip that, and then we're ready to go with our, to start beading our bracelet. So if you'd like to use a beading needle, you'll take the end of your elastic that does not have the knot in it and pull it through the needle. And I like to have a little bit of excess there, a little bit of an excess tail, so that I know that it's not gonna pull out of the needle. Okay, so now you have that, now you have your needle strung. You can start taking your beads and popping them onto the needle. And this is kind of nice because you can put more than one bead on the needle before you get them. I don't like that bead. Before you get them onto the elastic itself. So you're just going to repeat this process until you fill up your elastic to the mark that you made for the sizing. And if you wanted to work without the beading needle, that's fine as well. I find that it just goes a little bit quicker with the beading needle, but You can definitely string the beads without the needle, just like I'm doing here. I think I sent along 4 beading needles, so if you want to use those, you might have to share. Okay, so now we've strung our beads to that 6.5 inch point that I marked off, and we are just going to carefully tie a knot with both sides of the elastic. I usually like to tie about 3 or 4 knots. And then to make sure it's extra secure, we're going to take our glue and apply some glue over that knot. And this just helps to ensure that when the bracelet stretches, that knot's not going to come undone and your bracelet isn't going to, you're not going to lose all of the beads off of your bracelet. So I usually do this on a piece of paper. So I put a couple different types of glue in the kit that I put together, but I really like to use the nail glue, the brush on nail glue, because I find it's really easy to work with and it dries quite fast. So you'll get a little bit of your glue. You'll kind of pull apart the beads at that knot point and just put a little dab of glue over that knot. And then all you have to do is wait for your glue to dry, and you can cut the tails off of your bracelet, and you are all set to go, and you have a nice new friendship bracelet to wear or to give away to a friend.